Good morning. In the headlines, Director of Security at the Dominica Port Authority, Pelham John Baptist, calls on officers to execute their duties without fear and favor. Grenada government moving to amend marijuana legislation. And Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda sign long-awaited peace deal in Washington. Sports as well will form part of the package. Stay tuned. Details in a moment.
Hey, you.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah. Are you looking for a quality milk that is rich, tastes good, and budget-friendly? Then Alba Milk is perfect for you. Alba Milk contains zinc, vitamin A, C, D3, calcium, and iron, and is 28% butterfat. It's an instant full cream milk powder and dissolves quickly and lump-free. Alba Milk is available in 3 different sizes, 400, 900, and 1800 grams. So, add Alba Milk to the list the next time you shop.
Distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
We thank you for joining us this morning. I am Ivona John Baptist Luge with the DBS Morning News. First off, Director of Security at the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, Pelham John Baptist, has encouraged security officers at the facility to execute their duties without fear and favor. His comments came after 67 security officers participated in a 2-week screener certificate training program conducted by Royston Griffin of the St. Kitts and Nevis Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Aviation. John Baptist told the security officers that they must operate based on agreed international standards.
So with those developments coming from government, your role will increase because you will be supervisors tomorrow to those who come in to join us in the future. It's important you grasp what you are taught and you use it without compromise. If I'm traveling, I have to be screened. If I come to the airport on duty, I must enter the airside, I have to be screened. Director of security or not. These are your instructions. This is the standard you must maintain. And if there are exemptions by the state, fine. If not, everyone must be screened. As a matter of fact, the standards are clear. I'm just going to taught you. Everyone must be screened. Everyone. Any airport you travel through, any seaport, you are screened. Of course, you have diplomats and there are instructions for these people. But still, your instructions are clear. No compromise. We hear people complain about what we do at DASPA. They come to the seaports or the airports and they think security is troublesome. We need to let the people understand that the role we play is crucial not only to those traveling, but also national security. You have police powers, rights, privileges, and protection. You can arrest people at the sea and airports.
Director of Security at the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, Pelham John Baptist. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has told representatives of cultural groups that they need to preserve the country's cultural identity. His call came during a pre-budget consultation with cultural groups.
But it is absolutely important that we find a way of preserving
our cultural identity and the traditional dances and the songs and so forth. And so I applaud all of you guys who continue in the vineyard, promoting the cultural art form and every year part of it. And I agree with you entirely that we should not appear only to like to see this thing during independence. You should be given opportunities to make some money during the year. So I think we need to take note of that, and at government functions or government activities, we try to ensure that we have a cultural group or two, always, but we need to do more of it. And so I think we need to take note of that, and culture needs to advise on this. For us to sustain this and to preserve this, I mean, we do give support, but in more in an unstructured, informal way. But I think there must be a structured arrangement with certain criteria that you must reach. Because what you don't want is for us to say, well, I have a cultural group, and then man get money. So I think we need to get together and bring the criteria under which you get this, and when you're traveling, what kind of support can be given.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. An event to boost the tourism sector comes to Dominica this week. Traditor, a regional boating event, is set for July 2nd to the 4th at Purple Turtle Beach in Portsmouth.
This July, Dominica is making history. For the first time ever, the world-famous Traditor traditional sailing race will begin right here on our shores at Purple Turtle Beach in Portsmouth. From July 2nd to 4th, join us as we welcome beautiful traditional boats from Guadeloupe and across the region for a vibrant celebration of culture, community, and Caribbean pride. Traditor 2025 signals a powerful partnership between Dominica and Guadeloupe that promotes cultural exchange, boosts tourism, and highlights our shared heritage. So come out to Purple Turtle Beach on Thursday, July 3rd for cultural performances in the morning and witness the thrilling boat launch at 3 p.m. We thank ANASA, La Region Guadeloupe, the Government of Dominica, Discover Dominica Authority, and all our partners for making this vision a reality. As we say, nous tous à même canot là. We are all in the same boat.
Minister for Tourism Denise Charles Pemberton. A 14-year-old boy was among fisherfolk in Soufrière, Scotshead, recognized on Sunday during the celebration of the Feast of St. Peter and St. Paul at the Soufrière Roman Catholic Church. Among the fishermen who picked up awards was Keith Johnson.
Keith Johnson, born on August 7th, 1975, this ambitious young man started fishing at the tender age of 15. He fished with his uncle, the deceased Clement Nicholas, for 20 years. After the passing of his uncle, he went on to fish with his brother Eustace Johnson for 3 years. Currently, he does deep sea fishing with his brother Rolston Johnson. He has been with his brother for the past 12 years. It is for these reasons and more that Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton, along with the Soufrière Scotshead Gallia Village Council, recognized Keith Johnson of Scotshead. Jaden Anthony Caesar. 14 years of age, Jaden Anthony started rock fishing at the very tender age of 8 years. From then on, he continued his fishing expedition on rafts commonly known as pipui. His fishing skills have been sharpened as he is now engaged in deep sea fishing with his father, Shaba Caesar. If he is fishing in the footsteps of Shaba, we know that the fishing industry is bright.
And that was Lynthia Bellot. Other fishermen recognized were Clem Akim Nicholas, Jarvis Martin Fitzroy Nicholas, and Leo Grell. Cultural Ambassador Leroy Wadix Charles has called for a new home for the Roseau City Council. Charles says a new home for the City Council, Roseau City Council, would help preserve the Barracoon building in Roseau.
The Barracoon building is also very dear to me, and it could solve one of the spaces for some of the cultural groups around the city if it is done and done well. I really do believe the time has come to put the city council somewhere else. and let us preserve our heritage tourism site. This is where the slaves came in. We have the fort there. As a matter of fact, there are two of the cells. One we have at the Barracoon building, I think in Jamaica, the two original cells where the slaves were held. One is in Dominica. So I think it is time we look for a space for the city council, because there is dilapidated. And let us see how we can possibly renovate the Barracoon building, restore it possibly as a semi-museum, and use there for cultural groups to do their performance, especially around the city.
Ambassador Charles also wants the authorities to secure scholarships for up-and-coming music engineers in Dominica.
We have been doing the festival now for 25 years. And I'm not sure if you have noticed the engineering of the foreign bands are always superior to ours. And that's because training for our engineers are rare and few. We have one professional engineer, Sean, the others, Cornell, and the others are good. But I believe at this time we look for scholarships for some of the young guys, especially as the bouillon music is now reaching, according to them, the world, to look at the sound engineering. I'm talking about it because music festivals, the engineering of the sound, the performance, always great. But lots of times the engineering. Lots of times when you listen to Midnight Groovers, you can hear there's an engineering problem. The music is choking, it's not coming out. But when you hear the international bands, you can hear superior sound.
And that was Cultural Ambassador Leroy Waddix Charles. Director of the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, Martha Jarvis, says the Behavioral Modification Reintegration Program of the Dominica State Prison has transformed the lives of a number of inmates. The program has been ongoing for 10 years and targets inmates aged 25 to 45. On Thursday, the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit hosted a session at the Dominica State Prison, which coincided with the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, which is observed on June 26 annually.
The Behavioral Modification Reintegration Program that the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit under the Ministry of Health has conducted for 10 consecutive years at the Dominica State Prison is more than just therapy or medicine. It is a comprehensive journey involving group support, education and life skill development, and reintegration planning. It is about healing the body, mind, and soul. Twice weekly, inmates from the Dominica State Prison attend an hour-and-a-half class, which is coordinated by the staff of the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit. Inmates between the ages of 25 to 45 from various backgrounds and offenses congregate with one common goal: to effect change in the attitude and beliefs about substance use. This program is based on a powerful belief: people can change with the right support, the right mindset, and the right opportunities. Every individual has the potential to rebuild their lives, to walk out of these walls not as a repeat offender, but as a recovered individual, as contributors to society, as fathers, sons, daughters, and citizens.
Director at the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit, Martha Jarvis. In news from the region, the Grenada government says there will be several restrictions in place when it seeks parliamentary approval to amend the legislation that will decriminalize the use of cannabis or marijuana for recreational, religious, and medicinal use. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said this will only be permissible most likely to persons 21 years and over. The Prime Minister, who is also the Minister for National Security, said the intention of the proposed legislation is to depenalize cannabis use in small quantities. He said that it is also intended to permit the growing of a small number of cannabis plants for personal purposes in small quantities, and that the exact amount is going to be determined as part of the policy. The Prime Minister said the intention is to establish a medicinal industry, a commercial as well as the religious and sacramental use of marijuana. Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo have signed a peace deal in Washington aimed at ending decades of devastating conflict between the two neighbors and potentially granting the U.S. lucrative mineral access. The deal demands the disengagement, disarmament, and conditional integration of armed groups fighting in eastern DR Congo. Further details are scant and previous peace deals in the region have failed, yet that has not deterred the U.S. and Congolese presidents from framing this as a generational victory. Flanked by Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and delegates from DR Congo and Rwanda in the Oval Office, Trump called the peace treaty a glorious triumph. The deal was signed by the Congolese and Rwandan foreign ministers at the U.S. State Departments. That's news. Sports comes up shortly.
Soft Weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide. Soft Weave. Quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Welcome to the Morning Sports Report. We start off with volleyball news. Defending men's Division 1 champions in the KFC National Volleyball League, Club 1, are one win away from retaining their title after pulling off a win in a 5-set thriller against the MCCU Sunrise team last night in Game 1 of the finals at the Masak Indoor Facility. Both teams traded sets before Club 1 managed to pull away in the fifth and final set. Club 1 took the fifth set 18-16. Club 1 captain Sidney John says he loved the effort from his team.
Well, Gavin, every time we play against Sunrise, it's a 5-set game. Very exciting. We started off the game a little shaky. We were missing two of our usual starters, our opposite and coach, that's Sean Daly, and our middle, Jameson Julian. So we had to bring in a few younger players, less experienced players, but also we brought in Dean, who is an experienced player. And it showed in the blocking and our defense that we were able to pull off the win.
You're down 2-1, and in that fourth set, we saw a different animal from the Club 1 team. Really took the game to the Sunrise team. Just talk me through the fourth set.
Well, the one thing that we always stress in training and in games and everything is that what makes a champion is being able to come back when you're down, to be able to fight when you're down. And I think we showed tonight very well that we're able to do that, and we're able to put our foot on the gas when we get a chance.
All right, and holding your nerve in the fifth set, 18-16 the final scores. You know, what does it say about your team? And now with one more game away from retaining your championship.
So again, we were down in the fifth set, I think by either 2 or 3 points. And the message was, again, just to make sure that we can push forward and we can fight. And I think it shows that we have that killer instinct, and we can go forward to game 2 and do the same thing and win the game.
Club 1 captain Sidney John. Meantime, NCCU Sunrise head coach Lisa James says the team made too many unforced errors.
We made too many errors, simple basic errors. We needed more aggression in terms of the dinks, in covering our players when they hit in, and our blocks needed to be a little better. Overall, the guys put up a good fight. Congratulations to Club 1 for winning Game 1, but we will be back.
All right, let's talk about that fourth set, because that was a crucial set. You had an opportunity to put the game away, but looks like your team came out flat in that set. What happened?
I am not too sure. They lost a bit of concentration. I think their energy went down a little too much, and digging for them was taking too much of the energy, so to get back in the game, so therefore we lost it.
What are some of the adjustments that you'll probably need to make ahead of Game 2?
Maintaining our basics in my volleyball. Once we maintain our basics, I think we'll be fine.
And that was MCCU Sunrise head coach Lisa James. Meantime, in the men's Division 2 finals, Club 1 also took a 1-0 lead in their 3-match series as they beat R&D Academy in Game 1 of that series. Club 1 took the match 3-1, winning 25-17, 25-18, 23-25, and 25-18. Club 1's hope of winning all 3 titles suffered a setback as the women's team lost in the semi-finals to MCCU Sunrise. The Sunrise team won in straight sets, 26-24, 25-13, and 25-20. Sunrise will meet the defending champions, the Aces, in the women's finals. DFA Premier League leaders and defending champion Central Cooperative Credit Union Jubla FC have opened up a 6-point gap at the top of the points table as they crushed Petro-Caribe Point Michelle as round 2 of the DFA Premier League continued last night at the DFA Technical Center. Shikel St. Marie got a hat-trick, Brielle Thomas and Makoni Roye got 2 goals each, and Savio Anselm added another as Jubla hammered Point Michelle 8-0. Jubla coach is Malcolm Bertrand.
Happy with the goals, not happy with the complete performance. We were sloppy in possessions a couple of times and wasn't good for us.
Wasn't good for you? I mean, some might say that you're probably being a bit harsh on the team tonight, though.
Not really. I mean, we have high standards. I mean, the last couple of games we were not scoring in front of goal. So the goals I'm happy for, I can tell you that. But we need to play the game in a certain method, certain tempo, and it wasn't exactly there tonight.
How impressed, however, were you with the effort from the guys, especially missing 3 key starters? No Chad Bertrand, no Travis Joseph, no Odell Laville, yet still 8 goals on the score sheet.
Well, that I'm happy about for sure, because I mean, right now, Odell, Travis, and Chad, and they have to think about what they're doing because the step up was good. I mean, it's a team game, and the benchers did their job tonight.
And the captain, Brielle Thomas, really leading from in front tonight. goals and assists and really pulling the strings in the midfield.
Well, that's what he's there for. He's a quality player, and I mean, when you're missing key players, he's the one that steps up to get the younger ones in line.
All right, and in terms of this victory now, puts you 6 points in front of the Belfast Estate Mau Suka Strikers. A bit of a cushion now, as you know, you have points on the table.
Yeah, the cushion is important. I mean, we focus on the Premier League, but we still have our eyes on CFU. And I mean, the cushion will give us something to.
Dubla coach Malcolm Bertrand. Dubla captain Brielle Thomas was named man of the match.
It was a good team performance. I mean, the last couple of games, we wasn't scoring any amount of goals, and we just wanted to show that we're still capable of scoring goals.
All right. Like we said, I asked the coach that question, how important was it to get that sort of result, missing some key players tonight?
Well, as the coach say, not this season, but I think for the past 3 seasons, where he said that even if you're missing men, somebody had to step up. Last game, I wasn't there, somebody had to step up. Now we're missing freaky men, Rusty, Snake and Odell, but men step up, so it just show the competition in the team is a good thing.
All right, and as we look ahead to the CFU and also looking for Dubla to retain their championship, what does this result mean for the team?
Well, it's a statement game. I mean, it's showing the rest of the teams in the league that we can still score goals. We just have to be clinical and down to the CFU that we have tougher opponents to play. Annette Gardens is a professional team, so we know the competition in the CFU is going to be much harder, so we need to raise our standard and not drop to team standard.
And that was Dubla captain Brielle Thomas. Meantime, Point Michelle head coach Huskel Gregoire says the performance was poor.
Not at all, not at all. It is always a disturbing loss for you. I mean, we had plans to come out and put on a good show, but Dubla had other plans. They came prepared and well set for us, and they executed as they're supposed to, and they beat us 8-0.
There's not much, or what much could you have done differently? I mean, like you said, Dubla really came out, didn't give you guys a chance to settle on the ball.
Yeah, they really outplayed us there. Not much we could have done as a team. We tried our best. I mean, we put in a few passes here and there, but it wasn't enough at all. And even our in front of goal too, we were a little poor in our final third as well.
How disturbing is this result, though, especially as Point Michelle, still not out of the woods in terms of the whole relegation battle?
It's very disturbing. I mean, 8-0 can be depressing. That can break all your hopes, all aspirations you have. That can break it down. But we're still gonna keep fighting. We'll be seeing a few key players today, so hopefully next game we'll bounce back better.
Can we look forward to any positives? We're hearing news that Dante Warrington might be in the lineup for Point Michelle very soon.
There's a possibility. We have a few signings coming in, and we have a few deadline day signings as well tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be strengthening as well.
And that was Point Michelle head coach Huskel Gregoire. The win moves Dubla to 27 points, 6 points clear of the Belfast Estate Mau Suka Strikers. The Suka Strikers have a game in hand as their match on Sunday against We United was postponed due to the inclement weather. That game will be played on Tuesday. In other results, Sagiko Southeast got 4 goals in the second half as they beat the relegation-threatened DSFC 5-1. The league's leading scorer, Darren James, got 2 goals, taking his tally to 10 for the season. Sidney Lockhart, Trey Douglas, and Adriel Lawrence also scored for Southeast, while Nixon Packett got the lone goal for DSFC. Meantime, the Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers went on a goal spree as they pounded Middleham United. The Bombers made full use of the home conditions as they put 5 past the Middleham team. Davon George got a brace and Antoine Larocque, Orion Hyacinth, and Jelani Joseph got a goal each as the Bombers took the match 5-0. The win moves the Bombers into 3rd place for now on 19 points. Defending DABA Premier League champions, the Detroit Blazers opened up their title defense with a win over the Hilltop Services Trafalgar Prowlers as the DABA Premier League continued last weekend at the Massac Indoor facility. Dretswan Lee had a balanced scoring attack as the Blazers won 75-69. Lee had 18 points, league MVP Lester Langley 14, Donnie Robinson 13, and Linson Lynch 10 points for the Blazers, while Kevin Ferrara got 18, Craig St. Rose 17, and Bernard Mills 11 for the Prowlers. Meantime, in the Division 1 League last night, the West Coast Credit Union Real-Time Bombers edged off the Canefield Tigers 53-52. Kemar Phillip had 20 and Akel Charles 17 for the Real-Time Bombers. Sean Thomas had 19 and Shane Aylwa 17, with Haywood Powell getting 10 for the Tigers. Saturday's games were called off due to the inclement weather. A West Indies cricketer is said to be arrested in the coming days in connection with sexual offences in Guyana. The unnamed cricketer, according to the reports in Guyana, has been accused by at least 11 women, including a teenager, of rape, sexual assault, harassment, and unwanted advances. Among those speaking out, one victim was just 18 years old when she claims the cricketer assaulted her on March 3, 2023. Since the report came out, more women have come forward, producing evidence like screenshots, voice notes, medical filings, and messages claiming repeated assaults and attempts at cover-up. One woman disclosed that the cricketer offered money to settle the matter, but the family refused. Cricket West Indies, meantime, are saying that they are unaware of the circumstances and are not in a position to comment at this time. Despite multiple media reports, CWI maintains that they have not received any official notification or documentation from Guyanese authorities. West Indies captain Ruston Chase has described the results from the first test match against Australia as disappointing. The West Indies lost inside of 3 days after they were bowled out for just 141, chasing 301 to win the match. Australia won the first test by 159 runs with 2 days to spare.
Yeah, obviously the result is a bit heartbreaking. I thought we started the match well in terms of the bowling performance, bowling them out on the first day for 178. If after losing the toss and having to bowl, I thought that we would have took that any time.
And that first innings batting performance, do you guys felt as though you should have gotten a little bit more of a lead given the position of the game, and as you just rightly mentioned, dismissing them for just 180?
Yeah, the plan was to at least get 100 runs lead. We thought that if we had gotten 100 runs lead, that would have put us in a good position to set up the game for victory. But I mean, we didn't have the best of starts, and then me and Shea Hope, we were having a good partnership, and then obviously with a few out of the way calls.
Decisions.
I mean, that set us back a bit, but I still thought that we did well to get the lead, but we couldn't put any batting innings together.
Yeah, and coming into day 3, Australia 82 runs ahead, 4 wickets down. They got just over 300. Was there anything that you guys could have done differently? Was it good batting, or did you guys stray away from the plans a little bit?
Yeah, I thought we slipped up in terms of the feeling. We dropped too many catches. We didn't take the chances when they came, and you can't really drop good batters at this level and give them 2 innings to bat. I thought Travis and Webster played a beautiful partnership, so kudos to them. But I can't discredit the bowlers. Every time I called on them, they were willing and ready to come and give their all, and I must commend them for the effort throughout the game.
And that was West Indies captain Ruston Chase. Meantime, West Indies coach Darren Sammy has been fined 15% of his match fee for breaching level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct. Sammy was found to have breached Article 2.7 of the code for players and player support personnel, which relates to public criticism or inappropriate comment in relation to an incident. Sammy was penalized for criticizing one of the umpires during the press conference at the end of the second display. That's how we end the DBS Morning News and Sports. Join us at 1:15 for another major newscast. On behalf of the News and Sports departments and our links personnel, Milia Joseph Dennis, I am Ivona John Baptist Luge. Good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.